This is your first family-friendly movie, I believe, being PG and all, and I just wanted to ask you, what was the experience like? Was it challenging or liberating?
Yeah, you're right. Now, I had never thought of my other movies as not being family-friendly, but I think you're right. It's the first. I think every other movie I've done is an R. Well, it was great because, you know, I started the project thinking I'm going to make a children's film, a family film. It's based on a children's book, and it's, you know, talking animals. You know, it's made with puppets. So it's a children's film. But some of my favorite children's films are ones that I still like to watch, and I kind of like the idea of a family film really being for the whole family and not being one that the parents can enjoy or can't, you know, the parents don't mind seeing through, but being a real movie for them. So that was kind of what I was thinking. And you know, when we were writing the script, we never had an idea for a joke where we thought, well, that might go over the heads of some children, and so we shouldn't put it. We just did what we thought was good, and kind of, if you know, there's Latin in the movie, for instance, and I don't know if some kids may not even have heard of Latin, but I feel like they can just ask their parents, and you know, maybe they'll learn about Latin.
Yeah, I thought it was funny, the euphemisms too for the cuss words and things.
Yes.
I thought it was really kind of funny and everything.
Good. Yeah.
But you have a very loyal cast that you stay with. I want to ask you why and what was your relationship with them on this film?
Yes. Well, this movie, I have several actors that I've worked with before, who I'm their fan, like Jason Schwartzman and Bill Murray and Willem Dafoe, Michael Gambon, and my brother Eric. But also we have George Clooney and Meryl Streep, who you know, I'm a great admirer of both of their work. I like everybody else, and you know, we were just lucky to have them, and they both their voices brought so much to these characters. The animators were inspired by their voices.
Writing the film, was it very nostalgic? In a sense, going back to your childhood, I guess, growing up with the book and doing that, and what was that like?
It was. The funny thing is that, you know, it's a book that I've known all my life and kind of, you know, has always I've always had it a bit in mind. Once we started making the script, I wrote the script with Noah Baumbach, and we didn't really know where it was going to go. You know, we had to expand it quite a bit. So, you know, I think once we started really working on it, it wasn't as nostalgic as it was right before I started, you know, because it became something new that we were just thinking of, you know, in that process. And in a way, you know, I had some ideas of what I thought the movie ought to look like or how it should feel, but the specifics of it are all things we figured out as we prepared the movie and made it. So, you know, it's a combination of a nostalgic feeling and connection to something from my own childhood, but also something completely unexpected and a surprise for me.
Cool. Do you think you'll do another animated, family-friendly film like this again?
I would like to. I would like to very much. I don't know if I want. I'm not sure I want my next movie to be an animated movie. It's a very long process, and you have to be very patient, and it's a special sort of mode that you have to go into to make one of these. But I would love to do it. I love the Miyazaki films, which are you know, for families, and they're animated and they're wonderful. He's done, you know, one after another for years and years, and he's a great inspiration to me. And I'd kind of like to. It makes me want to do another one.
All right. Personal question here. Why films? Why have you chosen film as this is your career?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know. You know, when I was in high school, I decided I just wanted to be a writer, and that's what I was working on. But then I think when I was, you know, but I had always had movies in mind, and I'd made little movies along the way. But it was only when I was in college that I decided I want to just totally focus on movies. But I guess the thing is, I was always watching them all the time, so it was something that was just part of my daily ritual since I was a kid.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the interview.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.